Alright, time for the final rollout. So for this I will in the beginning still use the same rolling pin that I have used before, but then at some point when the dough becomes larger I will use this other rolling pin that is just longer and wider, and I will also use these kind of like how do I call them, guardrails or just guides, like two of these things that are I think 3 millimeters. So before I had them, let's see, 3 exactly. I used to have the ones with 4 millimeter because everyone was saying, yeah, you should roll to 4 millimeters. But I just realized that if these things are 4 millimeters, then the dough will not be 4, but rather 5 or 6 or even 7 millimeters. So basically what I did is to find thinner ones, so that the dough after rolling will be about 4 to 5 millimeters, sometimes 6, it depends a little bit. I guess I could also try to use 2 millimeters and then it would still, or would be even better maybe, I don't know. Alright, so I will get the dough from the fridge. It has rested now for about 1.5 hours, I think. And usually what I would do is to open the window to get more cool air in, which is an advantage now because it's still cold outside. But just for the video I will leave the window shut and just do it, try to just do it as fast as possible. It will probably be, it is always tricky to roll, it will shrink, and because of that I will most likely at some point stop and move the dough into the freezer for 10 minutes, and for that I will need this baking sheet or whatever works for you. I will then put the dough on here on a parchment paper. So I will just prepare that so that I have it ready later on. Okay, and then I will cover it with a bag. Let's see. So just a big plastic bag or something better, but this is what I usually use. Alright, good to go. I will take out the dough and then just start rolling. Alright, here's the dough, 2 folds. Place it here. I will use some dusting flour in the beginning, but I will try to not use too much. But some is good for rolling. And as I said, I will start with the normal rolling pin. And what I usually do is like I roll a little bit, then turn it at 90 degrees, roll more, turn it 90 degrees, so that I get like some even rolling in the beginning. And I also flip the dough because otherwise it can happen that the top moves faster than the bottom, and then it won't be very even. I had that happen in the second fold a little bit, but it should be fine. The dough is quite nice actually to roll. It's not too difficult. So Really just like rolling, turning, rolling, turning. Now it's has a good size. It's about 22 or 20 by 20 centimeters, about that. Large enough that I now switch to the other rolling pin. So I take the big one, and what I do here is I also roll and rotate, and I think try to apply the force evenly, so not just on the outside of the pin but also in the center, which I didn't do in the beginning, I think, but it's quite important that there's enough force in the center so that it doesn't, that it doesn't distort too much. Alright, it's looking good. Get some fermentation happening, like some bubbles happening on the dough surface, probably because the window isn't open and it's quite warm in here. It's a bit risky right now. I will actually open the window just to be safe. And I'll keep rolling. There's no risk of getting too thin because I have the guides. Okay. Oh, nice, good. And yeah, I think I will stop right now. So I will stop at 28 by 28. My goal is like 30 by 30, but the dough is already quite warm and soft. So I'll just move it to the fridge. And just move it to the fridge. I mean the freezer, of course, for 10 minutes or 15. Wrap it around. And then after 10 to 15 minutes the dough will be cold again, so I just buy myself more time for more rolling. It will also like shrink, and then I will really just try to roll it to 30 by 30, and then I will cut it into, yeah, I always think I want to cut like really nice triangles, but then I usually end up doing not like the right angle triangles, basically meaning I cut 3 rectangles out of the dough. So at depends a little bit how wide it is, like 10 centimeters or 9, something in between, depending on what the size is. And then I usually split it in half, cut it diagonally. But yeah, I really, last time I thought I want to make more beautiful ones, but that basically means I have to cut it differently. So I'm not sure what I should do, but I will have some more minutes to think about it. It doesn't really matter for, yeah, and I think for if we roll a small size like this, there's just less waste if we just, we roll a rectangle and we cut rectangles and then triangles from those. It's just like there's no waste, except for maybe some trimmings. But if we do the nicer triangles, then we definitely have something on the left and the right that we can't really make croissants of. We can, you know, make some funny things, but yeah. So on to the next